Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and hot on the heels of the premiere of The Penguin and the news coming directly from Matt Reeves that the script is done for the Batman Part 2, everyone is pointing now to who is actually going to be the villains in it, and is it going to be the Court of Owls? Well, Matt Reeves got asked this directly, and he's playing coy on the whole thing. So we'll have a look at this article that goes over this. It would be interesting to see that happen. And of course, when he talked about the plans for the Batman originally, the first part, it sounded like he was talking about the Court of Owls at one point, and that really didn't come to function. But we'll have a look at this anyway. So it says, the Batman put a new spin on iconic DC comic villains like the Riddler, the Penguin, Catwoman, and the Joker. As refreshing as filmmaker Matt Reeves' approach to them was, many fans remain eager to see the Dark Knight take on foes who haven't featured in a film before. One group at the top of many a wish list, and a good fit for a franchise as grounded as the Batman epic crime saga, is the Court of Owls. Doing the rounds to promote the Penguin, Reeves was asked by Sorcha if fans can expect to see the villains in the Batman Part 2. He responded, "We can't comment on the movie because we are doing the movie and then you'd know what movie we're doing, and we're not going to say that yet." That doesn't tell us much, but comes after weeks of speculation about the Court of Owls being part of the Batman sequel. For example, when the Penguin director Craig Sobel was asked whether Oswald Cobblepot's name was changed to Oz Cobb to make it so that he'd have a familiar tie to the Court of Owls assassin William Cobb, he responded, "I can't 100% answer that because I don't know everything in Matt Reeves' mind. It feels like they're playing deliberately coy, and while we'd imagine Reeves would drop many of the group's fantastical elements should they appear in the Batman Part 2, he sure isn't denying he has plans for them. In 2022, Robert Pattinson said, 'I'd love to do something like the Court of Owls.'" For those of you who may not be aware, the Court of Owls is a secretive, powerful organization introduced in Batman #1 in 2011 by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. So they're really kind of hinting that maybe it's the Court of Owls. They're playing coy on it, of course. He's not going to turn around and tell a reporter before they even film a single frame of this movie and go, "Oh yeah, here's everything you need to know. Here's all the villains we're going with. Here's all the story we're going. This is the areas of Gotham we're going to see." All of this. They're not going to do that. And of course, it's interesting that they're all turning their attention out to say, "Oh, they're going with the Court of Owls," when originally the talk was Mr. Freeze, and then Clayface was even mentioned. And of course, we now know that he's really pushed all the fantastical stuff out. So you're not getting true versions of the DC villains and stuff. You're going to get the grounded version, which is why Penguin is now a mobster, basically. Which, don't mind, you know, the Penguin first episode of that series was great. As long as it can stick the landing, because the movie didn't. The Batman, you know, it played great, and then that third act, after Riddler got caught, and they just turned him into an incel. It was like, oh, you dropped the ball here, didn't you? And where the movie should have stopped, it just kept going. It was like, oh my God. And hopefully they learn from those mistakes with the Batman Part 2. It's a movie that a lot of people still think probably won't happen because nothing seems to be getting talked about it. And of course, everyone's going, how are they going to bring this version of Batman back on the big screen and release The Brave and the Bold? To be honest, I don't think they have an issue with that, because I don't think we're going to see The Brave and the Bold for at least 2 to 3 years. Not with the way they're doing DC at the moment. You know, we're getting Superman first, then we're meant to get Supergirl next, then I think The Authority, and then Batman, Brave and the Bold. So it's not like it's going to be happening anytime soon that The Brave and the Bold gets done, so plenty of time for them to do this. But the Court of Owls could be interesting, providing it's done right, and providing that because this would be the Elseworld stuff, hopefully James Gunn doesn't interfere with it. And not just that, but what is basically his right-hand man in creating and writing and working on everything that's in the DCU right now, which is Tom King. Do not let that idiot go anywhere near this stuff. But only time will tell. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, and let us know in the comment section if you're interested in seeing the Court of Owls show up. So cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.